Band Chat. My name is Bonnie. I'm the lead vocalist for Innocence Torn.
And I am James Freeman, lead guitarist, Innocence Torn.
And I am Tanner the Banana, secondary guitarist of Innocence Torn.
And tonight, guys, we have a very special guest, as we always do for you. Although I don't know that he really needs a huge introduction, but he's a really good friend of mine, a great guy, and one of the best guitarists or bass players I know out there. Everybody, Steve Unger.
Steve Unger!
Good, sure feels like it's been a long time since I talked.
Yeah, probably about a year, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, we chatted online a couple of times, but yeah, last time I actually seen you and had a conversation was about a year ago.
Yeah. Man, what have you been up to? Because I can't catch up with you these days.
I can't catch up with myself right now.
It's got Metal Church has been Metal Church has been really busy up until about a month ago. Kurt's going in for some back therapy and stuff, so we had to cancel a whole bunch of dates. But before that, we were all over the place. We were all over the U.S. and we did a trip or two to Europe. And the last thing we did was a trip to Australia. So that was kind of cool. My first time going to Australia, so I was pretty stoked.
Yeah, no doubt. So, I mean, you're switching your time, just a little backstory, but you're switching your time between Autograph, Metal Church, Alive 85, and you're also coming to Portland to help out with other bands. So, I mean, how are you able to juggle that?
I'm sitting in with my buddy Dan Crenshaw, who you know, and apparently there was some issues with his bass player being able to go to Europe, and so he got on this tour to open up for the Bullet Boys for a couple of weeks over in the UK. And when his bass player Chili, who I'm sure you also know, couldn't do it, he said, "Hey man, Steve, can you do this?" At the time, I was just supposed to get done with a Metal Church tour. I'd have been home for a week. I would have left for this, and then I would have flown straight from Europe right into the next Metal Church tour. But since the Metal Church stuff is postponed, it frees up my time a little bit more. So, this kind of came at a perfect time.
I mean, wow, man, you were really all over the place. How do you
do it?
Yeah, how do you keep up with all of it?
I mean, I get my butt kicked with what we're doing.
Well, you just you know what? I, like everybody else, have to pay the bills. So right. You got to do what you got to do. And a lot of guys have like real jobs and day jobs, and this is what I do. So most people go to work 8 to 10 hours a day. They drive an hour and a half both ways in traffic, and then they put in their 8 or 10 hours. Right. So it's really no different. It's just I have to learn more songs and chameleon from one band to the next. There's a big difference between Metal Church and Autograph, and then of course I get off of doing that shit, and I got to be like, all right, I got to get into Elvis mode now.
Yeah. So speaking of Elvis, let's talk about that. So Alive 85. I've always been. I know that you've always been a really huge Elvis fan, and we've actually gone to an Elvis impersonator together. Thank you very much for taking me. Yeah. And but to see you, I was absolutely blown away because you really did bring out the emotion of the song you were singing. It was so amazing. So why don't you tell everybody about it?
Oh well, that's right. You guys did come out to that show down.
You had your one or two of your sons in it too.
Well, my oldest son Devin is the lead guitar player for it. Yeah, and I used to have both my boys in it, but Derek, my youngest, he was the bass player, and he was like, he did it for about a year and a half, 2 years, and then he was like, "Dad, this really ain't my gig. I love playing with you, but it's not my thing. I'm not going to make my kid do something he doesn't want to do." So I brought in my buddy Bobby D'Angelo to do it. So
nice. That's very cool. So this is what it would be like if Elvis was alive in 1985. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is the one and only show of its kind. It's called The King Alive in 85. And it is my show begins where every other Elvis show ends. Elvis died August 16th, 1977. And, all the other tribute artists, impersonators whatsoever, they do the 50s, 60s, 70s Elvis, and then it's over. My show starts on August 17th, 1977. So it's the day after he died. It's he survives his heart attack, and he's saved in the hospital. And we got a little video entrance, which you did not get to see because they didn't have a video
they didn't have video screens there at that place, but yeah, we have about a 3.5 minute video entrance that it shows Elvis being saved. So we recreated the emergency room scene, and it shoots into another scene where he starts working out, and then he's throwing away his peanut butter and banana, and big handful of fucking pills goes in the garbage and shit. Everybody gets it from the second I'd run on the stage. Before we had the video, I'd come running out there and we start singing some songs, and they're like, "What the fuck is this guy doing, man?" Singing some AC/DC shit. And it wasn't until 4 or 5 songs in where I stopped the show and I explained what Alive 85 is all about. Now with the video entrance, people understand it from the second they walk in the door. They know what they're going to get.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So how did you come up with this idea? Because it's so unique and so cool. Smart. And being that we've actually seen it, I'll tell you what, it's a very visual, it's very emotional.
You get very sucked into it. It's a great, you guys put on a great performance.
You do.
Well, thank you very much. Well, I mean, as you guys know, I've been an Elvis fan. I mean, Elvis is the reason I became a musician to begin with. It was my first concert my parents brought me to see in 1975. So I was 6 years old, and I got to be blown away at 6 years old. And at 6, I was like, fuck, that's what I want to do right there. And here we are, a few years later, fucking wearing an Elvis suit and singing Elvis songs. But I had to come up with something. I had to come up with something different because I wanted it to be different. I didn't want to be like every other fucking Elvis show because God knows we don't need another one of those. I mean, there's a million guys doing it. Some are fucking really good and some are really bad. The matter is there's a lot of people doing it and they do the exact same show.
Right.
And there ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that because that's the Elvis story. So I wanted to come up with a twist that was different. And I'm like, well, what the fuck if he didn't die? Let's go Elvis beyond. Let's breathe some fresh air into the Elvis story, and that's kind of what we do. So yeah, really nice. Elvis lost some weight, grew his hair out, and did the same thing that he'd done his entire career. I mean, his entire career, he picked other people's music and did it his own way and made it a bigger hit than it originally ever was. So if he would have lived in the 80s, he would have kept doing the same thing most likely. And so, our trip goes on into the 80s. And so you got to figure what are some of the biggest 80s hits that there were. I mean, you got, Bon Jovi, Rick Springfield, AC/DC, Whitesnake. Those were the bands that he would have been in, competition with. So he would have had to redo their stuff, which is what we do. Yeah. And, there you have it. The King, Alive 85.
Yeah, you definitely have to. If you haven't seen this show, you need to go and see it. It really does change your perspective as to, if you're a big Elvis fan.
I've seen it twice, and it's the most fucking awesome show of all time. Even the intro, and you got that fucking mind. This is epic, and then you come out doing the fucking dance, and I'm like, this is the greatest night of all time.
Well, it's a lot of fun. I have a blast doing it, and one of the things I really like about it is that the last thing that they would expect from me, because a lot of people don't know that my influence was Elvis, they come in and like, that's the dude from Metal Church. And so
what you were doing to Elvis was like me and Woodby Island, air guitaring to Metal Church with a broom, just literally, and Wasp and just that whole genre, So for me, it's just like a dream. I'm here talking to one of my childhood idols, literally, it's so freaking cool.
It is really cool. And at the same time, too, you're like one of the most approachable people I've ever known in my life, and it's really funny
because badass, no ego. It's nice.
When I was a kid,
a lot of metal people like that though. It's refreshing.
When I was a kid, Metal Church was my thing. I had all the shirts. I would sing everything all the time. I mean. And the only unfortunate thing is I never got to go to a show because my mom, she just wasn't for me doing that at the time. But
you're not going to go see those satanic guys.
I know. And then to, later on get a chance to really get to know you and that kind of thing. It is really, it's really an honor knowing you. You've really been a great influence in my personal, my personal journey in music. We've had conversations about, what the business looks like, and you've really been there to help me. I just don't know how you stay so humble considering you're so badass.
Yeah, I personally am.
Well, the key to it, I mean, the way I see it is I am very blessed and very lucky to be able to do what I get to do. And if it wasn't for all the people that approach you and the people that come to your shows and the people that buy your albums and your t-shirts, fuck, I'd be flipping burgers or fucking working at a garage or construction like everybody else.
Right.
So when somebody stops you and asks you a question or asks for an autograph or a pic or a picture or anything, fucking give them the time of day, man, because they're the reason that you get to do what we get to do. You know, I don't understand how some musicians they have lost sight of that somewhere, where they just became too cool to recognize and respect the people that put them where they're at. I just don't get it. Kind of blows my mind.
I totally understand.
Yeah, I understand that as well. There's a lot of musicians out there that just won't even, they got their security for a reason, and I understand their personal protection.
I don't know. When we were down in LA, we met a lot of. I felt like part of the family. You know what? When we played at the Whiskey A Go Go, it was like open arms. They were partying with us. I felt like we were on the same level. I did not expect it. I became good friends with like Sin Kieran. In fact, we're going to be doing an interview with him and stuff, and several other people. OTEP, that we heard all this terrible stuff about OTEP. She came in and
was rad as
we were hugging it out, and I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't what I heard. Everyone was really down to earth, so it was a great experience.
No, we've heard the same. Like, we one of our tours that we did was with Megadeth, and cool. Before we went out on that tour, everybody was like, "Oh my God, I feel bad for you guys. Dave Mustaine's a nightmare." Dave Mustaine was the nicest fucking guy in the world to us. I mean, from the day one to the fucking last day of the show. So, I mean, I don't know where people. I mean, I've had people say I'm an asshole, and I'm like, I gotta think about it. I'm like, what the. Man, I mean, Jesus Christ, did your wife come on to me or something like that? I mean, I try not to be an asshole to anybody. And so there was a guy online that was like, fuck that guy. And I was like, dude, what did I do to you?
It was the Axe body spray. Come on.
I was on the side. No, he told me, he goes, I was on the side of the stage and you were on your way to the stage and I tried to talk to you and you just pushed me out of the way and blew. I'm like, bro. The intro was rolling. I had to be in my place on stage in like 7 seconds. And you stopped me and asked for an autograph and a picture. I got to run to the stage, dude. There's 10,000 people out there that are fucking expecting me to start the fucking show with my band, okay? And he's like, oh, I didn't realize that. I was like, well, fuck. I mean, any other time except while I'm fucking blazing balls to get to the stage because, I broke a string right before going on stage or something. I'm back there twisting. I'm barely in tour now. I'm right on stage. And, somebody stops me and talks to me. I'm like, dude, I got to go.
Right. Business is business.
You've always, every time I've ever met you, you've always just been one of the coolest dudes. Like, it's easy to get along with you. Like, I had fun, basically playing security at one of your fucking Metal Church shows, whether you guys wanted me to or not, just because Crenshaw stuck me up there. I'm like, this is great. I get to watch the show from up here. Fuck yeah. You guys were all
was that what the hell?
We're gonna have to edit that, Tanner. Way to go.
What the fuck?
So what do you got going on right now? What are you doing in life right now?
Let's see here. I'm gearing up. I'm doing a cooking show here at the end of the month on the 29th. I got to fly to LA, and I'll be shooting it the 29th and the 1st. And it's a cooking show about guys in bands and how they keep themselves alive. So,
we better watch.
I need to.
Is this like Ozzy cooking breakfast and like pouring the fucking orange juice into the cup? And
well, everybody's got their own little things that they make up that they make up, and mine just happens to be this one dish. So when the show comes out, you'll see what I'm making here. But it's one of those. I like to cook, so I have something in my fridge for like 4 fucking days. So I can eat out of it.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's one of those kind of dishes, where you cook a big fucking pot of it, then you're good to go for like a week.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, I make this stuff called crack soup. He named it crack soup. But I make it so that like it'll like
recipe. It's so fucking good.
Yeah. So it'll freeze for a couple of days, and Tanner's like, I smell crack. I smell crack. And he's licking the bottom of the bowl, like it. But it's one of those things where I am kind of a band mom. I mean, I try to make sure everybody gets fed. I try to make sure that we have hotel rooms. I try to make sure that, like, you know, they're not. If they go home with somebody, that we're able to find them in the morning.
Yeah, and they take off with a couple of condoms in their pocket, right?
Yeah. Or they try to bring it in and make it like a band thing, and it's like, whoa.
None of us try to do that.
Okay, sharing is caring.
Oh my God.
As you get in the Midwest, boy, they're just naughty people out there. Very nice people. But
they are.
I like the Midwest, man.
Oh, me too.
People in the Midwest, they appreciate when a band comes to their fucking town.
Yeah, they take care of you.
You know, like you were talking about LA earlier, and you know the people that are usually cool. I think the reason that the people in LA are cool is most of them are just fucking cool people. But the thing about LA is that everybody in LA is, well, not everybody, but a lot of people in LA have done things. There's something. There's somebody. So, you know,
I can appreciate it.
All puffed out like you're a badass. You know, they're just dude, I eat people like you for breakfast.
Yeah, right.
I think too, there's something to be said about people down in LA too, that they, you know, as they were telling us that, you know, during COVID, the music scene just wasn't happening as much, and like when we came in, we had a guy
hungry for metal. I was shocked. I was shocked. I'm like, I thought you guys were drowning in metal. They're like, thank fucking God, you know, that you know there's all these metal bands, you know, up where we're at, and I'm like, yeah, that's
all we got.
All there is, you know.
And
they were shocked by it because it's really gone out into this weird, you know, EDM type scenario, which is fine. It's cool, but you know, people like, you know, just good rock and metal. You know, it's needed, and I felt it was very refreshing to hear that. You know, being out of our element, so to speak, but being treated like we're family.
Yeah, that was really nice because when we went back, we played the Rainbow and then we went back to Whiskey. And when we got back to the Whiskey, everybody that was there when we played the Rainbow, all of the security from the Whiskey were happy to see us. And I'm like, you remember me? Like, I don't know why I was so tripped about that, but I was really like, that just made me feel so good.
Well,
I mean,
what was cool about the Whiskey, after we did the show, the whole freaking place followed us to the Rainbow and partied with us. We got shit house. We had the security, the owners, the people in the audience, other band members.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I made out with a fucking employee of Cleopatra Records.
Yeah.
Not gonna say names.
No, I don't think you can remember her name. But I have pictures.
Fuck, I don't remember her name.
No.
Yeah, pictures or it didn't happen.
No, I have pictures.
We have pictures.
I'll post them over this podcast.
No,
don't think I won't.
Don't
think I won't.
It's going down.
They'll send someone to kill me.
Oh.
So, I mean, I'm just curious. How are people over in Australia? Do they, you know, I've never been there.
Australia,
I have a couple of Aussie like relatives, and they're hilarious.
Australia was awesome. It was my first time being there, so you know, I tried to take in as much as possible. We didn't get a lot of time to go and do a lot of the stuff that, you know, like if I was there as a tourist, I'd have done. You know, I think we flew into Sydney, and then we did Melbourne, Adelaide. Fuck, I don't even know where the hell we all went. We went to 4 places. We did 4 shows, and everything in Australia is so far away from each other. Everything was a plane flight. You know, 2 hours here, 3 hours there, you know, 3.5 hours here. So one of the cool things that we did was on the way there, we did, what the hell was it? Malta. You guys, you know what Malta is?
I've heard.
I do not.
I don't know.
I don't even feel bad about it. I don't.
Malta's a little island off the coast of like Italy.
Okay.
And, oh my God, it was badass. We played with KK's Priest there, and it was just
awesome.
Yeah. So we got in there like 3 days early, and we were like, "Fuck, we're gonna go broke playing this show, staying here and partying for 3 days." And the promoter put us up in these 5-star hotel rooms. We all had our own king suites, and I was just like, "Damn, now this is how it's supposed to be, right?" Yeah. Not at a Motel 6, you know.
Yeah.
Trying to get some coffee out of the bottom of the fucking coffee machine.
We've done motels. We get it.
We've done Motel 6.
No, we've upgraded to Red Lions lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less fleas, you know. Less. So what
as
is
long
it?
as I don't get bed bugs, I'm all right.
Yeah, for real.
What was that one? Super 8 was actually pretty badass.
Yeah, it was really nice, that one.
Yeah.
It had a pool and we had bunk beds. It was like a little apartment, man. That was
nice. Yeah. So what's your favorite part of traveling? I mean, besides getting the hell out of your area?
Well, I hate the actual travel itself. I don't dislike flying or anything like that. It's not like I'm scared to fly or fucking anything like that. It gets very taxing.
right.
You know, you can half asleep. You run to the airport. You got to make your flight. If you don't make your flight, you're not going to make your connecting flight, and then you're fucked because the band's going to be at the show and you ain't going to be there. So, and it's crazy because we all fly in from different places in the country.
Oh,
you know, I mean, Stet is in Florida. I'm here in Seattle. Rick's in Seattle. Kurt's in California. Mark's in Boston. So it's like we all are flying in from a different fucking place, and there's never a direct flight anywhere these days. It seems. I don't understand why. I remember there used to be red-eye flights a while back. I ain't seen one of those in a minute either. But yeah, it's tough to find a direct flight anywhere without paying $1,000 or more. You know, and hey, I play in a band, so we're always looking for the deal on a flight.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that doesn't matter how big of a band you're in. I think unless you're Kiss, where you're flying around in your own jet, you're looking to spend the least you can for a decent chair. So we're
even the big acts are doing that now because just inflation and the cost of everything. You'd have to be an idiot to not take the deals, you know. So
yeah, people have no idea how much it costs to tour. It's not cheap.
No,
it's not cheap.
No, I just have to.
Everybody in one place at one time, and then you got to get a bus, then you got to get backline and a fucking. You need your road crew, and then you got fuel, and then there's hotels, and there's food, and all the money you make along the way. There's everybody taking a big old piece of your pie.
Yeah,
right. Fucking booking agencies, they're all fucking taking their piece.
Right.
Guys out in the trenches doing the battle, where we're fighting for our lives, and it's like, you know, we get what's left over at the end, and you're like, fuck. Everybody else made the money. This is some bullshit.
So do you got any advice for people who are trying to live that dream?
Well, it depends on how long you've been trying. If you've been trying long enough where, you know, it's just who you are and what you do, just keep at it, man. If you're young enough and you're just thinking about it, maybe think about something different because it's
it's continually getting harder. It's getting harder.
Yeah. I mean, I don't try to discourage anybody from doing anything they want to do, but it is every day getting harder and harder and harder. And the music scene is it's a totally different animal than when I got into it. You know, a lot of times people ask me, you know, well, what would you recommend? And it's like, well, I don't really know because it changes daily. I mean, The music business now is like, you know, you get a new computer and you get it back home and the fucking thing's outdated by the time you turn it on for the first time. That's kind of the way the music world is going right now, and it just changes all the time.
Speaking of change, like since you've been doing it for so long, I mean, from when you started till now, like how much has it changed? Is it a completely different animal, or is it just still the same?
Oh, it's totally different. I mean, I come from the day back when if you wanted to see a band bad enough, you sat in line out front of fucking Kmart, where the Ticketmaster was in the back of Kmart or something like that. You sat out there from 3 o'clock in the morning so that when they went on sale at 8 or 9 the next morning, you might be the first person in line and get a good fucking front row seat, you know? And they went from that to, all right, you sit there and you fucking sit there and you are the very first guy in the line. And then they came up with that lottery thing where they fucking pick numbers out of a hat. And you could have been the guy that's been there till 3 a.m. and you were the first guy in line and you picked number 684. So you go to the back of the fucking line. Yeah. That was bullshit. Yeah. And now it's bullshit because you can't even really buy a ticket directly from Ticketmaster anymore because all the secondary ticket companies, they already bought them all up before they even went on fucking sale. So now you got to pay 3, 4, 5 times what the ticket originally cost because a secondhand ticket company is selling it now, you know? And you're lucky if you can afford to go even see a show these days. Fuck, I mean,
$4,000.
There's a lot of shows that I would love to go see, but I mean, I cannot justify paying $800 to see anybody.
Right.
I agree with that, especially considering usually I can't
if Elvis came back and said I'm putting on a show and charge $800, I'd be like, fuck. I have to hawk one of my kids or something like that. Yeah, I mean, it's not just $800. Nobody goes to a concert alone. So if the ticket's $800, you go to somebody, there's $1,600. All right.
And that's before taxes and special surcharges.
Yeah. And then the concert's hardly ever in your backyard, so you got to do a 4-hour fucking road trip, get a goddamn hotel, pay $100 to park your fucking vehicle anywhere close to the fucking stadium, and then you get inside and the fucking beer is $22 fucking.
I was just gonna say
and you got a pregame because you get a drink maximum, but you can only get one at a time. Yeah.
God forbid you smoke the fatty before the show and you get in there and you got the fucking munchies. Now you got the $26 fucking corn dog that tastes like ass.
Yeah. So it's like 2 days later. I get that. Where did we go? We went to Lamb of God, and I had two.
No, it was Megadeth, Lamb of God.
Yeah,
and it was.
So we took the whole band, like everybody in the band at the time. Yeah. And I remember I got up there. I waited 45 minutes, and all they had left was like these. I don't even know. They were disgusting, but they were $20 a piece. So I got two. I take it back, and some asshole walks on by and knocks the shit over. I gave up.
I bought two shirts there after tax. It was like almost like $89 or something. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Like, what are you guys?
Is there platinum woven into this? I haven't even worn my shirt. You know, it's
crazy. It's crazy. I mean, like Metal Church. Autograph, we try to keep our shirts like reasonably priced. I'd rather have somebody feel good about buying our shirt and wearing that fucking thing around, and it's like paid advertising when somebody's walking around with your t-shirt on.
Exactly.
You know? A lot of people have to pay money to put their shit on billboards or pay people to advertise their stuff, but when somebody likes your band, you're gonna fucking now gouge them $65 for a fucking t-shirt that cost you $7 to make.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Right.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, we of course have nowhere near touched what you have, but I mean, we still have to, take into consideration when we went down to LA that the t-shirts down there were way more expensive than what we were doing. So
we cleaned up.
Yeah, but we cleaned up. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think there's something to be said about having some.
Well, we found out if they like you, they'll do things like they charge commission for most bands. They didn't charge us.
So, 20%.
Yeah,
what the shit is that?
They didn't charge us. Instead, they went and had drinks with us. So it's just
that's great, man.
Yeah. So it's cool down there. I fucking love it.
Yeah, we really want to go back.
Yeah, we do.
We really want to go back. So you're coming down here to play here pretty soon?
Yeah, next Friday. We're gonna
heavy metal.
With Dan Crenshaw's band, Garden of Eden.
On the 23rd.
It's a warm-up show for what we're doing here over in the UK here in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
So I come down. We were going to have a rehearsal on Thursday. We're going to do that show on Friday. I'm going to get to come back home for like a week, and then I got to go to LA to shoot that cooking show. And then from LA, check this out. I got to fucking go fly from LA to Connecticut because I bought my fucking tickets out of Connecticut to fly to London. And so that was kind of fucked because Autograph was supposed to be playing in Connecticut March 2nd. And then that show got fucking moved to a different fucking date.
You still have to go to Connecticut to get to London.
Yeah.
Which would have been brilliant or genius if things went as planned. Yeah, I get how that goes. Trust me.
And that really kind of just goes to show, like, be prepared for whatever, just really, because you can't prepare for that. You're like, fucking, I'm going to Connecticut.
Well, it was like that show with Scotty or whatever. It was supposed to happen in February, and now it's going to be in August, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's not a monster freaking change, you know. So
yeah, we've been through some changes ourselves.
Yeah, changes are never cheap.
Right? No, it's not. Right.
Yeah, and especially if you're paying agents or something, and some of those agents just kind of, we'll just keep this money, and you're like, wait a minute, and
we'll hang on to this. We'll work something out in the future. The next time
cancellation.
Right.
And you hear us and you're like, well, why the fuck do you do this then? And the truth is, I think I think it's just in our blood.
Like we're artists, you know. I play my guitar irregardless. You know, I was last night working out songs totally by myself for like 4 hours just because I love music. You know, that's why you do it. You know.
What does that?
I mean, myself, anyways. So.
Remaining me.
I mean, a lot of people do that. Like, Jimmy Bell from Autograph. That guy, I swear to God, he sleeps with a guitar in his hand. I've never seen him not playing a guitar. Even when he's eating, he's got a guitar fucking like 2 feet away. And he's like, dude, check this out. And he's like, chicken finger shit. I'm like, dude, can you finish? Check this out. I'm like, bro. Yeah. Me, I'm not so much like that. Just because I fucking play, I'm playing all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
Like when I'm not on stage or when I'm not rehearsing to do a different show, last thing I really want to do is pick up a fucking bass, a guitar, or a fucking.
Fair. I have my burnout moments. I'm just we're working on this album, so I'm trying to get another 3-4 songs down. And I guess doing the lead work, I feel like I need to be more on top of the song or something. I guess, you know, I don't know. It's just the way my brain works, you know.
Well, you know what you got to do what you're doing, and I don't know if you're anything like me, but I'm my own worst critic. Like when it comes time to record albums and shit like that, I fucking listen to it forward and backward and sideways, and I'm like, fuck, dude, what are you even doing here? You fucking suck. And then you got to go back and reevaluate your life and see if you can fucking come up with something better. You know, it's just never easy. And everybody come over and they're like, dude, that sounds fucking killer. I'm like, the fuck are you smoking, bro? Head there, that's a wrong note there. And you're like, fuck, man. So, and they're like, no, that sounds great, dude. I'm like, not to me, it doesn't. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
Well, you got to feel your music. At least I do. You got to feel it. Once I locked in and I feel it, I've got it, you know? So, and maybe that's why I play it over and over to where I once I connect with that song, I know I can present it. You know, I'm not going to stumble on it, you know, on stage or have to, you know, fake an accident or something. You know, it's just, I'm kind of like,
no, we never do that. No, never.
I can hide a mistake.
I can't. I can't. I hear everything I do, and so, when you hate your own voice, you know, it's one. I think every singer on the planet probably hates their own voice. You know what I mean?
Probably. When I was in lead vocals, I never liked it, especially in the studio.
My doggy.
Hey.
She came down to the studio today. Yeah, she comes in every now and then. She's like, "What's up, Dad?" I'm like, you know, down here doing my fucking thing.
Right.
So we've only got a few minutes left. I want to, before we go, tell me your favorite Autograph song, your favorite, your favorite Metal Church song, and then I want to know what your favorite Elvis song is.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, my favorite Elvis song is probably "Suspicious Minds," just because it's the fucking greatest song ever written.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite to sing. Metal Church, fuck, that's a tough one, man, because we got a lot of fucking songs, man. And everyone, you know, each one has kind of its own different meaning and story behind it. And it's really tough to pick out a favorite. It's like picking, you know, which kid you're going to save if you had a couple kids, you know.
I can answer that one. Just kidding.
I really dig the new one, the Pick Your Gods and Pray one.
The Pick a God and Pray, yeah.
Pick a God and Pray. That one's fucking awesome.
Autograph, man. Fuck, I like all the Autograph shit too, man. I mean, stuff all the way to the brand new stuff, man. They just put out that album, Autograph Beyond, unfortunately, Randy Rand passed away like 2 weeks before they were supposed to kick off the tour to support the album, and that's when they called me. You know, so it's almost been, I guess it has been 2 years now. I've been playing bass for them, so time flies, man.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, but you know, they had put all this work and they recorded an amazing album, and unfortunately, he went into cardiac arrest and passed away. And so they called me. I was their first phone call, and I was like, "I'll be there in 2 days." And they're like, "What the fuck? You can learn to set in 2 days?" I'm like, "I probably already know half of it. The other half I'll learn tonight. I'll flew on Thursday." And I flew down there on my own dime, and we hit it off in the rehearsal room, and they're like, "Fuck, see, I told you, this is the guy." So,
yeah, that is amazing, honey. I just want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. Like, I miss your face. I'm really glad that you're having a little bit of downtime before you get back out there and go touring again. But
I don't know. Well, I hope to see you guys out there next Friday if you can make it. I know you got a little one to take care of and shit, but
yeah, I'm gonna try to get there.
Great to see you guys.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully when you get back, connect with me. I'll see if I can't actually get you into seeing all of our new stuff because you haven't seen it yet. So.
All right, I got something else I got to show you too that you haven't heard of. I'm the lead singer for a new band called One and Done, and we just finished our album.
Ooh.
So
perfect.
It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek, fun, just straight out rock and roll band. But I'm the singer, so it's got fucked up lyrics.
We are so looking forward to that. So links on that, and I'll make sure that I get that connected in here.
Yeah, I know what. I'll send you one of our songs. It's just getting mastered right now, but I do have a mastered version. It's not the finished mastered version. But it's good enough for you to show somebody if you want to put it on your show.
I would absolutely love to do that.
If you're good with it, we'll add it to the podcast.
Yep.
All right, cool. It's called Fuck Master 5000.
Love it.
All right.
All right. We want to wish you safe travels. You take care of yourself, and we'll see you again real soon.
All right, guys.
Oh my God, that was so much fun. Thank you so much for joining us again tonight. Stay tuned for the next episode of Band Chat. We'll be sitting down with Chaos Ordinance from Chicago, Illinois. You guys aren't going to want to miss this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Let's go.
Show you